Okay. Season 15, episode 14. Drew is planning a mental health retreat. It is very gorgeous in the planning, and then we see it even better in the implementation. It is really, really gorgeous. I'm going to talk about the retreat. Actually, I'll get back to it. I'm going to pause. So Sonia was gifted a Rolex, so she's all excited about a Rolex. I think Rolexes don't tick, so I don't know why she was like, I can't above. I know it's a joke, but anyway, Sonia's pregnant. Drew and Ralph talk about their relationship. They're on a date night, and he stopped going to therapy, which is a point of contention for her. And she's like, he wants credit for not going off as much as he had in the past. And he claims that he is doing the work. And she's like, how are you doing the work? You stopped therapy. I'm still going to therapy. We're not going to couples therapy anymore. And she's like, look, I can't change you. She's like, and I damn sure I'm not going to mother you. I was like, whew. And he looks like he was angry. The cameras zoomed in and they saw that his hands were just a moving and a fussing. So I don't know how this is going over. Doesn't look like it's going over well. Drew tells him, like, look, I need support. I'm gonna be working more. I got this movie that's gonna be 10 days to shoot. 10 days seems like a very short amount of time. That's not my business. I got 10 days to shoot. I'm not gonna really be home. We really need you to step up with the kids, whatever. And he's like, that's gonna be a problem because I'm busy. I stay busy because I'm always working. We have to deal with the money issue. And he pretty much was like, AKA, I ain't stepping up. And the Carlos King always talks about how the husbands of these housewives always get annoyed when the wives start stepping up and making money. I can understand this, but the problem that I have at this juncture is this. The problem that I have at this juncture is this. Drew has been an actress before she met Ralph. Did he expect for her to give up her entire career? Or did she expect, or did he expect her to have a career in which she would include him in it? So he gets a cut of the work that she does. So it seems like he's cool with her making music because he's in it. And he's in the thick of things. But he's not cool when he's not incorporated in it. So like he wants to be like, we see a preview where he's like on set. He wants to be on set. So he wants to be in the mix. I think a little bit of this is a bit problematic. A bit, right? So he's upset. This is not working out. Then he's talking about, I want to be like Barack and Obama. So she clocks that and she's like, so you keep forgetting that you're married. So Candy and Kenya are together with Shamia. Candy comes over to Kenya's house. So does Shamia. They're talking about having another baby. Kenya's like, and who's gonna be the father? He's talking about, well, it would be Ralph. And she's like, yeah, I'm concerned. Shamia has Candy's surrogate. Candy had a surrogate. Shamia is Candy. Wait, Shamia is using Candy's surrogate. So it sounds like we just rotating the surrogate. So when she's done having a baby by Shamia's baby, Kenya, why don't you just go ahead and use the same? I guess. Sheree's birthday dinner. Okay, so Sheree's birthday dinner, Martell was asking people for the cash app. So then this was a joke. Um, so Kenya and Candy were not invited, and she was just like, they were asking to pay for the cash app for 1,500 people. Now, let me pause here. They did a Bravo after show, and Sheree confronts Marlo and Sonia because according to Kenya, Marlo and Sonia are the ones who is telling everybody that they were cash out. And Sheree is like, of course it should be a cash app because we've only been together for a short amount of time. Why would he pay for dinner? Especially y'all didn't come up with a gift. So Sonia's like, I was invited the day before, and why would I come with a gift? You're not five. Okay. To be fair, I think I'm the kind of person who comes with gifts. Even if it's something that I can find around my house, I have extra unopened things that I can give away for gifts. Okay. Um, it doesn't take much to pick up a gift. You can even order it and pick it up. You can have your assistant do this. So the whole thing about a gift, I'm just a person who, even if it's a bottle of wine or some flowers or something, I'm going to be the person who shows up with something. And if I don't come with a gift, then I'm paying for some of it. I think that Martell could have informed people that you're going to be paying for some of this beforehand. I understand now when you're in this kind of bracket, pay bracket, I think that there's an expectation that the guy would front the tab. So then everybody, because he's flexing. So I think that, to be fair, Sonia and the problem is Martell doesn't have it like that, to where he is going to be fronting a $1,500 tab. So, and frankly, $1,500 doesn't seem like that much, but that's not the point. I can understand he doesn't really have it like that. He has all these kids by two different women, and he's not getting paid the same amount of money as on Love and Marriage Huntsville as these people getting paid on Bravo. So him fronting $1,500 is not in the budget in the same way. So I think that, but these other women who have much more money would have that expectation, because essentially these are the kind of women who wear a t-shirt that can be $1,500. No shade. And like, if a Candy was there, she'd put her black card down, because what we're not going to do. And see, and I've been to events like this, and this is no flex. I've been to where people were all trying to divide up and do this, and it gets to the point where I get annoyed about how much is this and who's paying what. Sometimes I only have ordered like a drink, and I haven't even if and sometimes I haven't even ordered anything. And the fact that people are like trying to split up, $20 or $10 on happy hour, I'm like, here's my card. I mean, I am one of those kind of people. So I do think this is a tad bit tacky. not the fact that he should be dividing it up, but just the fact of how he went about this. I think how he went about this was a little on the tacky side. Um, and then $1,500 seems a little low. Gotti and Sheree. So Sheree is taking Gotti. Um, the Gotti and Sheree is taking Gotti to get the dog um washed. And I actually have done this before where there's some pet stores that do have like you wash your dog in the pet store. I think it's kind of cool. I've only done it with my dog once. I think it's a hilarious little thing to do. It's pretty fun. Um, I think it's pretty fun. I would not do it consistently and quite a bit, but that's just me. Um, that is just my thing. Um, yeah, that is just my thing that I just don't, I wouldn't do on a consistent basis, but it's a fun activity. Because then I'm like, I wash them, but then I need a haircut. You think I've done the whole hair cutting my dog? It is not something that it doesn't look good. Okay. I need to make him an appointment too. What are we doing? Oh, the producers asked her, did Martell buy you something? She bought him, she said that he bought her an Alexander McQueen purse. And I want to talk about, okay, so an Alexander McQueen purse ranges between $700 to $2,600. Um, then he could afford to pay $1,500 for dinner. And this Alexander McQueen purse, then she says that he doesn't really buy expensive bags. Sheree, you are bending over backwards in pretzels defending this guy. It's low key, it's embarrassing. Is it low key or high key? Low key, I'm embarrassed for you, babe. I really am. I think that you shouldn't be building, bending over backwards this much to defend a guy. And I mean, I'm not saying I know that this is a guy that you really, really like. I get that, but I'm a little embarrassed for you, babe. Just a tad. Just a tad. I really am. Um, but to each his own. Yeah. Well, um, I don't really have I don't think I have a thumbnail for Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. I just think it's kind of interesting to see how Candy and Drew like really no Candy and Latoya really hang out in real life. And it's Candy, Latoya, because they just went to the Beyonce concert. Candy, Latoya, uh, Kenya. Um, I think it's kind of interesting. Isn't it interesting because is it Latoya? Was it Latoya and well, I guess, I mean, I guess we all good in the hood with what you call it? With what is her name? With Portia marrying Latoya's ex-husband. Because were they at the Beyonce concert together? I know they were at the same venue, right? And and Shamia is like always in the mix. Nene was there, but she wasn't with Nene. Nene wasn't with the other ladies. Anyway, um, they go to the past, which is the movie The Past, table read. Drew and Candy are very awkward with each other. Drew wants an apology because she somehow feels vindicated for, and I'm like, I'm sorry, that wasn't a vindication. Candy's like, I'm not a liar. So here we are. So Drew is at therapy and she's talking about how she has boundaries. She's not interested in the whole gaslighting. She's not able to be gaslit. And the this is where he asks her, so where does this leave your marriage? And she's like, well, when you have someone who's not really willing to fight for your marriage. And then he's like, the first relationship is to yourself. I mean, it's clear that this relationship is over. Okay. So let's get back to the retreat. The retreat is Cynthia has a crush on Sheree, which I thought was really, very cute. Ralph, okay, to be fair, Ralph comes in. Drew, Drew decides she sees Ralph coming in and she does not go up to, oh, do I? I don't think I do. She sees Ralph come in and she does not give Ralph a hug. She almost like she goes right and give Ross a hug. So the thought is Ross comes back, Ross goes and proceeds to give every single person a hug except Drew. And then he turns around and because she keeps saying, husband, husband, husband. And so that's where it's like, okay, now I'm offended that it feels like you've ignored me. When in fact, he does say, well, I thought she was coming to give me a hug, but she hugged you instead. So it makes it even awkward. Like everybody thinks that something's off between them. And yeah, something is off between them. Marlo is oh, her sister's talking about why mental health is important and kind of the framework of this event. And it does make me pause and like even with all the makeup, she looks absolutely much older than Drew. I know that she's older than Drew a lot, but it really does look like there is another story here. But, everybody's like, we'll just keep our business to ourselves. Um, Awkward. So then we have Marlo is really shady again about this website. And I chuckled. And then I looked on my phone and I couldn't get into it either. So the website is not working. And then I went on her Instagram, and the Instagram is like the last post was a year ago. So I don't know what kind of business is going on over there. But it ain't, we can blame it. Who do we blame now? The assistant, like who are we blaming? Because somebody is, and then you still have a picture up of you and Ralph. So I this is just strange. Anyway, Candy has like this emotional moment with the meditation because she's just like, it's a lot. I have my group that's falling apart. You know, I'm my friends don't feel like I'm there for them in the same way. Like so she's just kind of listing all of these things that she's dealing with this movie, and everything else. And I think that's legit. I think the group is probably the most draining because she's actually filming two reality shows at the same time, which is pretty, I'm sure, pretty difficult. Drew is talking about this lawsuit. I loved Candy is able to write lyrics without even really thinking it because it reminds me of Jay-Z's story of OJ. And she's like, is it 1K or 10K? Okay. I was like, Candy, love Candy. So Candy wasn't invited to the party. And so we're talking about this Sheree's birthday party. And then so Sheree was like, well, I didn't invite you because, you can't even show up for your group. So, and I was like, okay, the dig is digging. And she was like, well, look, I was at home and I actually could have came to the event. And so then she apologized. Cynthia was like, to be fair, it was last minute and it was at Nubu, and that's one of my favorite restaurants. So I was like, yes, I'll be there. Um, Cynthia says there is a clear split within this group. And so then they're all trying to explain the group. Manietta's trying to explain what's going on. Courtney gets all in her feelings saying, I didn't call Drew a bitch, but it does look like she did call Sonia a bitch, but then it goes into this, everyone's talking about, well, I call all these people bitches and I use that word over and over again. I'm not a big fan of that, but okay. And Courtney's like, well, I never say that. And I won't, bro, use a lie. And in 2.2 seconds, right after you said, I never say that, you say the word. So could we just, well, there's a trait. Courtney, Drew, and Ralph all know nothing but lying. Um, and finally, we have them take a group picture. And I thought it was very cute how Sonia announced her having a baby. Kenya's like, I now have even more baby fever. Everybody's hugged together. Drew kind of ends the show. reiterating that she did not have a kiss with Latoya. Girl, I don't care. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.